We know each other how many years?
Ooh, it's been a while.
Man, it's been years.
It's been years.
And I never really knew your story. I'm going to read, and I'm going to put the link down here to your story that's online. But I just want to read one segment from it. Phyllis works with women who have suffered rape, violence, and domestic abuse. She understands this path of heartbreak because she has lived it herself. And when I read online, lived it herself is putting it mildly. Talk a little bit about what you're doing to help these women.
Volunteer for rape crisis centers.
What does that mean, volunteer?
Basically going in and counseling victims. They tend to identify better with people who have been in their shoes or have some similarity to some of the things they're experiencing.
Yeah.
I was actually kidnapped in my own vehicle and driven away and raped, and I had my throat cut, and then I was dumped into a ditch, and it took a passerby to find me, and I hesitated even to report it because I didn't want to be blamed. You know, watching television and some of these things that are going on with politics and stuff, and women coming out and accusing of being raped.
Yeah.
I will tell you from the heart, if you've ever been raped or you've ever been assaulted in that violent act, you never forget it. You don't forget the date, you don't forget the time, you don't forget the place, and you don't forget the face. Yeah, and that was just the topper of the cake of a previous life, you know, being a child of an alcoholic, abusive mother. I was on probably a schedule of getting regular beatings every day. There was times when I was embarrassed to go to school because I'd have black eyes and I'd have bruises and I'd have half my hair was ripped out. She'd throw dressers on me, she'd beat me with brooms, whatever she could get her hand on, and it was just simply a fact that she was so frustrated and unhappy with her own life that I was there.
How old were you about?
Oh, it started when I was 6. And unfortunately, when I left my mother, because she had gotten in an argument with my stepfather, pulled a gun, it went off, and shot my half-sister in the chest. And she was only 23 months old at the time.
Oh my
and paralyzed her. That's when I ended up moving out. I was only, 15? And moved in with my father and my new stepmother. And I wasn't there probably 3 months, and he was already starting to try to molest me.
Father? Wait, stepfather you said?
No, my real father. Yeah. I took courses on that, you know, how do you deal with trauma? How do you help other people deal with trauma? And so with my education and my own experiences, it gave me a resilience to, you know, I got to go out there and help somebody. You know, I got to, if nothing else, educate these victims that life isn't over. It's definitely not over. And give them pointers and show them, you know, this is what I did. This is what this person has done, and look how we've overcome. And just them seeing that they know this is not just a person talking, a teacher or something, this is somebody that's lived it. I told them, you know, there's nothing you can't do if you just don't put you just got to put your mind to it, and you got to have faith. Faith has been my biggest, though, and I think that's why it's expressed that way in my story, is because if it hadn't been for God, I would have never survived.